The Nikon Z90 is not just another camera rumor. It has already grown into something larger. It has become a movement. People are talking about it everywhere. In online forums, in photography groups, in wildlife communities, even in YouTube comments. That level of buzz is unusual. Most camera rumors get attention for a few days and then fade away. This one is different. This one has energy. It has momentum. Why? Because it touches something deeper than specs. Cameras are not only tools. They are symbols. They are part of identity. A camera can make you feel limited, or it can make you feel empowered. The Z90, even before it arrives, is already making photographers feel empowered. That is why the excitement is real. To understand this, we need to go back. Nikon's journey with APS-C mirrorless cameras has been a slow one. It began with the Nikon Z50. That camera was compact. It was fun. It was affordable. Many people loved it for travel or casual photography. But it was not built for professionals. It lacked in-body stabilization. Its autofocus struggled in demanding conditions. Then Nikon released the ZFC. Retro design. Beautiful style. A nod to Nikon's film heritage. It looked great. It was fun to use. But again, it was not for serious action shooters. It was for lifestyle creators. For people who wanted charm, not rugged speed. That left a gap. Full-frame Nikon mirrorless cameras were strong. The Z6, Z7, Z8, and Z9 all made headlines. They proved Nikon could compete with Canon and Sony at the top. But APS-C? That side felt forgotten. Users noticed. Many APS-C shooters stayed loyal to their DSLRs. Some clung to the D500, Nikon's legendary crop camera. Others left. Some moved to Canon's R7. Many went to Fujifilm, a company that treats APS-C as serious. Others chose Sony's A6600 series. Each year the gap grew. The silence from Nikon became harder to ignore. That is why the Z90 matters so much. This is not just hype. It is release. It is relief. It is the answer to nearly a decade of waiting. The D500 launched in 2016, almost 10 years ago. For many, that camera was more than just a tool. It was a partner. It was something they trusted when nothing else worked. The D500 had a reputation. Tough, rugged, reliable. Dust, rain, snow, freezing cold, or blazing heat, it did not matter. The camera kept working. Photographers took it into jungles, onto mountaintops, into stadiums, into deserts. It delivered frame after frame, year after year. That reliability built loyalty. Wildlife shooters loved the crop factor. A 300mm lens became 450mm. A 400 became 600. Suddenly, subjects that once felt out of reach were right there in the frame. Sports shooters loved the speed. 10 frames per second with a deep buffer. You could shoot long bursts without missing the action. And the autofocus? It locked on. It held. Even when birds darted across the sky or athletes collided at full speed. The D500 became a legend because it gave professional performance at a reachable price. You didn't need a D5 or a $6,000 camera body. You could get most of that power for far less. That is why so many photographers want the Z90. They want that same feeling again. They want reliability. They want reach. They want speed. But this time they want it with the benefits of mirrorless. Mirrorless changes the game. For wildlife, silence is gold. A DSLR mirror slap can spook animals. An electronic shutter is nearly silent. You can photograph without disturbing your subject. That opens possibilities. Mirrorless also brings real-time exposure preview. No more guessing. No more checking after each shot. You see your exposure live in the viewfinder. You adjust instantly. For video, mirrorless is transformative. DSLRs could shoot video, but mirrorless cameras make it practical, smooth, professional, flexible. The Z90 is not just expected to be a replacement. It is expected to be an evolution. To take everything the D500 represented and push it further. And that's why photographers are so invested. Let's talk specs. The rumored sensor is 33 megapixels. First, that's just a number. But think about it in practice. More megapixels mean bigger prints. More cropping power. Wildlife shooters can photograph a bird high in a tree, crop tight and still keep detail. Sports photographers can reframe shots in editing. Content creators can adjust images for different platforms without losing quality. Of course, more resolution has downsides. Small pixels mean less light per pixel, which can increase noise. But this is where Nikon's processor comes in. The Z90 is rumored to use the EXP7 processor, the same one inside the Z8 and Z9. That processor brings advanced noise reduction, smarter image processing, deep learning autofocus. The result is better low-light performance, cleaner images, faster bursts, smarter tracking, and autofocus is the key. Early Nikon mirrorless cameras struggled here. Sony was far ahead. Canon was catching up fast. But Nikon improved. With the Z9 and Z8, autofocus became a strength. The system can detect people, animals, vehicles, even birds in flight. It sticks to the subject. It adapts. Feels reliable. If the Z90 inherits this, it changes the APS-C market. Suddenly, Nikon crop shooters have autofocus they can trust. That trust is everything. Wildlife does not wait. Sports do not repeat. A missed focus is a missed shot. A missed shot could mean a lost paycheck or a lost memory. Photographers need instinctive trust. They need to know their camera will lock on and hold. The Z90 promises that. Video is another major area. Nikon has been building strength here. The Z9 shocked people with 8K RAW. The Z8 brought that power to a smaller body. The Z6 series earned praise from filmmakers. But APS-C was always left behind. Until now, the Z90 could change it. Oversampled 4K at 60 frames per second. Full HD at 120 or even 180. These numbers are tools. Slow motion is storytelling. A bird taking flight becomes cinematic. A soccer goal becomes art. For YouTubers, vloggers, filmmakers, these tools matter. The Z90 could offer pro-level video in a smaller, cheaper body. And then there is stabilization. In-body image stabilization, or IBIS, is one of the most requested features today. Nikon's full-frame cameras have it. If they bring it to APS-C, it will be huge. Wildlife shooters will get sharper shots handheld. Videographers will get smoother footage without gimbals. Everyday photographers will have more confidence. Canon's R7 does not have IBIS. If Nikon adds it here, it will be a big advantage. The body itself will send a message. Will Nikon use a tilt screen aimed at still photographers? Or a fully articulating screen aimed at hybrid creators? Each choice speaks to their target. Ergonomics will matter too. Nikon has always been good here. Deep grips. Logical button layouts. Tough construction. If the Z90 follows that tradition, it will feel like a real Nikon. Storage is another clue. Rumors suggest dual card slots. One CF-Express Type B, one SD. That is smart. CF-Express gives speed for bursts and high-end video. SD offers affordability and convenience. Many photographers already own stacks of SD cards. Having both slots gives flexibility. Durability will be critical. Nikon's reputation rests on it. From the old F-series film cameras to the D500, Nikon bodies have been tough. The Z90 must match that. Magnesium alloy. Strong weather sealing. Reliability in cold, heat, dust, and rain. Photographers will expect nothing less. And then price. Canon's R7 is around $1,500. Sony's A6700 is close. Fujifilm's X-H2S is higher, near $2,500. If Nikon prices the Z90 between $1,600 and $1,800, it will compete strongly. If it goes near $2,000, it will need to deliver features that clearly beat the rivals. Pricing will shape the impact. But this is not just about price. It is about meaning. The Z90 is symbolic. It shows Nikon cares about APS-C again. It shows Nikon did not forget the D500 community. It shows Nikon wants to compete in every space, not just full frame. For YouTubers, it means sharp 4K video with reliable autofocus. For wildlife shooters, it means reach, speed, silence. For sports photographers, it means bursts, precision, trust. For enthusiasts, it means professional features at a reachable cost. That is why every rumor adds fuel. Will the sensor be stacked? Will the autofocus match the Z8 and Z9? Will it target stills or hybrid creators? These questions keep anticipation alive. But one truth is already clear. If Nikon delivers even half of what is expected, the Z90 could be the most important APS-C mirrorless camera in years. Not a side project. Not an experiment. A real professional tool with weight. And that is why the Nikon Z90 has become more than a rumor. It is about timing, about history, about possibility, and about identity. The Nikon Z90 does not exist in a vacuum. Every new camera enters a competitive field. Canon, Sony, and Fujifilm are already here. Each has strong offerings in APS-C. Each has its loyal base. For Nikon to succeed, the Z90 must not just match them. It must stand out. Let's begin with Canon. The Canon EOS R7 is the closest rival. It arrived with much attention. 26 megapixels. Dual-pixel autofocus. High bursts. A price around $1,500. For many photographers, it offered power at a fair cost. Wildlife shooters liked it. Sports shooters gave it attention. But the R7 also had limitations. Its autofocus was not always as sticky as Canon's full-frame bodies. It lacked in-body stabilization. Its buffer could feel restricted. It was good but not legendary. This is where Nikon has an opening. If the Z90 delivers stronger autofocus, it could earn trust faster. If it includes IBIS, it could instantly beat the R7 in stabilization. And if it offers deeper buffers and faster processing, it could push action photography further. Nikon does not need to reinvent APS-C. It only needs to give photographers what Canon held back. Sony tells a different story. For years, Sony dominated APS-C mirrorless. The A6000 series built a reputation for speed. The A6600 became a workhorse for many. Then came the A6700. It offered a modern 26-megapixel sensor. It had Sony's excellent autofocus. It had strong video options. But it came with compromises. Its body design felt outdated to some. Its controls lacked the refinement of Sony's full-frame cameras. The Z90 could take advantage of that. Nikon has always built comfortable bodies. If the Z90 feels better in the hand than Sony's small APS-C cameras, that will matter. Ergonomics sound small, but in daily use they make the difference. If Nikon also adds features Sony left out, such as dual card slots and more rugged weather sealing, the Z90 will appeal to professionals who want APS-C but cannot compromise on durability. And then we have Fujifilm. This is the hardest challenge. Fujifilm treats APS-C as its main platform. The X-T series, the X-H2, and the X-H2S are serious cameras. They offer high resolution, fast speed, strong video, and unique film simulations that creators love. Many photographers who left Nikon's APS-C line years ago went to Fujifilm. So how can Nikon compete here? Not by copying Fujifilm. Fujifilm has its own identity. Nikon must lean into its strengths. Autofocus that feels trustworthy. Ergonomics that feel natural. Reliability that lasts years in the field. And the power of the Z-lens system. Nikon's Z-mount is wide and modern. It allows lens designs that are sharp and fast. If Nikon pairs the Z90 with the right telephoto lenses, it could win back wildlife shooters who left for Fujifilm. Price will also play a role here. Fujifilm's X-H2S is powerful but expensive, near $2,500. If Nikon keeps the Z90 closer to $1,700, it becomes a more approachable option for many. That is where Nikon can strike, offering professional performance at a reachable cost, just as the D500 once did. But let's not only talk about rivals. Let's talk about risks. The first risk is expectation. The anticipation around the Z90 is huge. That can be dangerous. When photographers wait nearly a decade, they build up an image in their minds. They want the perfect camera. They want something flawless. No camera can meet every wish. If the Z90 misses one or two features, disappointment could follow. The second risk is timing. Nikon has been late in APS-C. The D500 launched in 2016. The Z50 launched in 2019. The ZFC in 2021. The market has shifted. Canon, Sony, and Fujifilm have already captured many users. To win them back will take more than specs. It will take emotion. It will take the same kind of loyalty the D500 once inspired.